All right, this is Elon Lippin,
And Jose Sosa.
and we are doing our PowerPoint for the Spring Break project. And we are doing our project on KERS, which stands for Kinetic Energy Recovery System. And basically, what KERS does is it stores energy during braking. Like, this is mostly for racing or Formula One racing, to be exact, and it's inside the race car. It's like a new technology from around 2009 in at least Formula One. And what it does is that when a race car brakes at a turn, the kinetic energy from the braking that creates heat and energy is stored inside a system called KERS. And what it allows it to do is use it later as like some sort of boost that like can project the race car forward a little bit faster. And
And the mechanical KERS was an idea invented by Richard Feynman in the 1950s, and it was introduced into Formula One racing in 2009. And when the car brakes, the kinetic energy is stored into the batteries and can be used manually by the push of a button by the driver to boost the existing power in the engine, giving the driver extra horsepower when needed.
yeah, kind of like a boost. What I was saying. And what KERS? There's two different types of KERS. There's mechanical and there's electrical. And Jose will explain pretty much what they do and how they work.
All right. So the mechanical KERS is the energy from the braking is stored in the flywheel through the use of staff and gears and transfers energy to and from the driveline. Mechanical does not need to convert energy from one type of it to another, unlike chemical or electrical, so it is more energy efficient. And Alon's gonna do electrical.
All right. And what electrical is like it's the energy captured from a MGU or motor generator unit, and it converts the energy from kinetic to power and stores it in like a lithium battery. And the battery becomes very hot, so they need to add more cooling and need to add all this like stuff to it that adds weight to the car. There's like a certain weight limit, but and it's less efficient than a mechanical, because like mechanical like straight converts it without like the loss of much energy, but electrical takes like brings in a lot more loss, even though electrical is used mostly in Formula One, but mechanical is still more efficient if you're just talking about efficiency.
They both they're both type they're both types are the same way to store energy. These types are important for racing because without them, energy would be wasted during braking. Because of the kinetic energy would just convert to heat and sound and dissipate into the environment. But the KERS allows them to manipulate this energy and actually use it for racing instead of it being gone and useless.
Yeah, they can actually use it for something other than letting it dissipate into the environment, which I say is a breakthrough. And so, what we pretty much explained is summed up is KERS is it provides the driver with around 15 seconds of boost that could be used for the driver's advantage while attempting to pass an opponent or exit a turn onto a long straight. And when a car turns around a corner, and let's say there's another race car that's actually faster than it in front of them, it gives them the advantage of being able to speed past them. I mean, barely, because the boost is good, but it's not like nitrous. It's a continuous.
It's a slight boost.
Yeah, it's a slight boost. If it was like nitrous, they would not allow it in racing, but it's enough to pass an opponent in a very critical race.
They don't add more energy. It's just using previous energy once more. It's
Yeah,
they're recapturing the energy and putting it back into the vehicle, back into the driver, so they can do well in the race.
yeah, yeah. And it was basically created for that purpose of just overtaking other cars during the race, and it's also used as a defensive tool, because like when you know you're slower and you're going down a long straight and there's a faster car behind you, you can also use it to keep in front of them and keep space between them. So that's pretty much all about it. But then the history and the idea of KERS has been around for a long time, since around like the 1950s, but it was never actually used or tested until around 2008, and was used in the 2009 Formula One season. and it was also canceled in 2010 because like company thought it was like being overused or else too like manipulative, but it was brought back and still being used today.
And so yeah, it was 2001 was brought back and is being used in Formula One racing and is now introduced into modern street cars like Jaguars, or Land Rovers, and flywheel hybrid systems. And this can be good for the environment since none of that energy is wasted. It could be helpful. It could protect the environment, save the world a little bit more, and it seems like a very helpful thing to do, and it should be applied into all vehicles nowadays. It's very it's a breakthrough,
Effective.
very effective, very
Yeah,
physics like. It's cool. So yeah,
that's our project, and we're done.
well, we're out.